Okay, well here we are, back again for video number 3 for our information evening. Now, onto science and technology, one of my personal favourite subjects, and exciting things afoot for science and technology. Next year, a new curriculum is going to be coming into force. We are preparing ourselves very much for it at Innaburra this year, and so there's going to be lots of exciting inquiry-based learning happening. Basically, inquiry-based learning means the students have to ask their questions, and then they come up with some ways in which they can design experiments to find out answers to things out there in the world. So it's an exciting way of learning, and very much looking forward to starting off that journey with them this year in Year 5. Topics that we're going to cover, we're looking at the environment and sustainability, as mentioned in Term 3, and there'll be a project-based learning project that the students will be engaged in there in groups, and we did that last year, and we'll be refining that again this year, but it was very successful last year, and we're really looking forward to giving the Year 5 of 2014 the opportunity to have a go at that. And also, in line with the new curriculum for next year, we're looking at light and the physics of light, and so plenty of wonderful experiments that we can do there. So that's it for science and technology.
Okay, let's move on to HSIE. And HSIE blends a couple of these topics. I know there's 3. I'll just mention that we focus on either science, really, don't we, Mr. Bachatsky, in one term, or HSIE. It allows us to go much more deeply into that subject's outcomes and really do justice to that subject for the students. In HSIE, as you can see there, we're looking at the Australian Gold Rush. We're looking at democracy, how it really rose out of, or for Australia anyway, how that's inextricably related to the Australian Gold Rush as a result of the Eureka Stockade and the following events. And in Term 4, we'll be looking at China and Chinese culture, really having a look at how China may or may not play a greater role in Australia's cultural future. Again, in human society and its environment, we're going to be basing our learning on inquiry-based methods. We do like the children to explore their own questions, carefully guided. We're making sure it's related to content-related outcomes, but we're really trying to get them engaged, following their own questions for a real purpose. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. There's the topics we'll be covering, however. Moving on to creative and practical arts.
Okay, well, this year, a big focus in Semester 1, both Term 1 and Term 2, will be the historical exhibition, which is a first for Innaburra Year 5, and we're very excited about it. We're going to be putting together an art exhibition which will be shown within the school grounds, and we really want you all to come and have a look at that. It'll be in Term 2, and we'll be building our skills and our knowledge towards that in Term 1.
Can I dive in and just mention something? I should have done this before, parents. Very sorry. Just with relation to the Gold Rush and democracy, what we're actually doing is trying to identify what the key thing, I know it's not very smart educational language, but the kids will get that, the students will get that. What is the big thing to come out of the Gold Rush for Australia? Was it democracy? Was it freedom from Britain? Was it the railway lines? And whatever we decide as a class or as a year, that's going to be the focus for our artwork in Semester 1. And we're actually going to get in a member of the Royal Historical Society, and we're hoping to do some presentations trying to decide what the key thing is. And I'm only talking about this now because that's quite relevant to our art exhibition. Sorry for interrupting, Mr. Bachatsky.
Very much linked, exactly right. So in Semester 2, our focus is going to shift to somebody I think you're probably familiar with, old Vincent van Gogh.
Good. And
we're going to do a lot of artworks based on him and really look at his life and his unfortunate life and his wonderful paintings and really explore them in a bit of detail. Also, we're going to be doing a lot of drama in Year 5 this year, and one of the things we're certainly is going to be a highlight is our assembly, which we would love parents to come along to. At this stage, we're not exactly sure when it will be, but we'll let you know, and we'll be working hard to put on a great performance for the students and for you. And also, of course, building towards next year when your students will be in Year 6 and they'll be doing the wonderful junior school production, which we all enjoy taking part in. This year with music, we are having specialist teaching from Mrs. Drake, and she's coming in every Wednesday for one lesson, and is working with the students and building their musical knowledge and skills. I think that's about it.
Fantastic. Let's have a look at PE, health and personal development, largely with the specialist teachers. For PE, the actual skills of the running and the catching and the business, Mrs. Santos and Mr. Tolhurst. A focus will be on smoking, or rather not smoking, this year with the Life Be In It Healthy Harold education van. Again, the PD health specialist lessons taken by Mr. Tolhurst and Mrs. Santos. Of course, we've got our sports. We just had our swimming carnival, fantastic, but there's plenty more coming. There's athletics, the athletics carnival. There's the cross country. There's the gala day, at which I might add, Innaburra is the reigning champion in the Newcombe Ball, three-time champions. My goodness. Okay, you did pretty well at the soccer last year, didn't you, Mr.
Yeah,
Machansky?
but I don't like to boast, Mr. Burns.
I usually don't, but I'm very proud. All right, now moving on from PE health, let's have a look at devotions.
Okay, now devotions this year, we're going to be helping the students to learn a memory verse for each month. And so hopefully they'll be coming home and memorising those, or telling you what those verses are, and committing those to memory, because we do think that at Edinburgh the Bible is God's word, and we do value it very highly, and we would love the students to learn at least one relevant verse per month, I should say. And we start each morning with the time of prayer as well, talking to God, and we often get the students to pray. But teachers also lead prayer times as well, and it's just a great way to start the day, and also to find out what's happening with people, and to commit some things to God, and to thank God for all of His blessings to us. We're also really fortunate. We've got Mr. Tolhurst, who we've just mentioned before. He's of course our PE and PD health coordinator in a junior school. But he's also going to be leading the students once a fortnight in lessons from the Connect series, which is a great series of devotions that really takes the students through the Bible and helps them to understand who God is and who Jesus is. And Mr. Tolhurst is going to help them with that every fortnight. And we've also already mentioned the assembly performance, which will be linked in some way to the memory verse for the month.
Fantastic. And guys, that's video number 3. And there will be one more video, so if you could please just close this one down and open the last link. Our information night is nearly at an end, or the presentation part anyway. Thanks, parents.